Hi friends, Denise Bischoff here with Live Inspired Coaching. Today I'm going to show you one of my favorite restorative yoga poses. So as you all know, I am a huge fan of restorative yoga. I think it's an amazing way to bring balance back to the nervous system. And we do that by helping the body communicate with the brain that all is well. So by setting the body up in positions of comfort and ease, we can really retrain our brain to remember what it feels like to be calm. We are all so stressed. We are going 100 miles an hour all day long. Social media tends to be our wind down time, and that's really not winding down our nervous system. And so this work is becoming even more and more important and more essential in our society. So I invite you to just learn something about this simple position. It's an inverted position, so the head is lower than the heart. And when we invert the body, that's just one of the ways we can more easily trigger that relaxation response in the body. And we all want more calm, so hey, why not? So I'm going to show you how to set it up and then leave you to it. What you will need today, you can see that I have some props here. I have a chair. Now you can use a chair, or you can use an ottoman, or even the seat of a couch. I really want to make this accessible to you, so whatever you have available, it's all about just kind of getting those legs up and hopefully the head lower than the heart, but we'll talk about that in a moment. You can also see I have a bolster over there. That's a fancy yoga pillow, but you could use some kind of a couch pillow or even some blankets. And you can see I have blankets here. There's also a block. If some of you have blocks and actually do yoga, that's something else that you can use in this position. And I have an eye pillow, but you can use anything to cover the eyes. Covering the eyes for not only creating that darkness, but also that gentle pressure on the eye itself helps to trigger that relaxation response. So those are kind of the things I want you to have handy. What we're going to do is basically come into the front of our either chair, ottoman, or couch with our hips. Now, I do want you to have support for the head and neck. So again, that can be a blanket like this. I've got kind of a soft blanket here. Or you can use a pillow, just anything. You don't want your head too high up, so if you're going to use a pillow, just something nice and soft, because you'll see in a moment how I'm going to tuck in that head and neck. But you're going to bring the hips pretty close to your support, and you're going to lift your legs into the chair, the ottoman, whatever you have. And then you're going to lie back, make sure that I have my eye pillow within reach, and supporting that head and neck. Now, here's the option that you have in order to get the head a little bit lower than the heart. And that is to bring the feet to the front edge of your chair or whatever you have, lifting those hips and then placing, whether that be a bolster, a pillow, a block underneath your sacrum. And again, that first of all feels really good on the back. And for me, since I'm short, this kind of lifts my hips up slightly, so it's much more comfortable for my legs. And I have my back fully supported. You can see that with this particular pillow, I have it even more toward my middle back, which feels wonderful. So again, you have an option of some sort of a pillow. You can place a blanket if you have a folded blanket, or two, depending on how high you want to get up there. You can place that under your hips. That feels really nice. Or you can take a block and you can place that under the hips. Now, this is a wood block, so it's a little bit more firm, but it's a great way to kind of release the back. But only do this if it is comfortable for you.
The most important thing about restorative yoga that I tell my clients time and time again is the body has to be in a state of comfort and ease, or you will not be able to really activate that relaxation response in the way that you want to. Okay, so now that you've got a position, I prefer the bolster, so I'm going to keep that there. Again, if you have a pillow, I want you to kind of tuck in under your neck a little bit. I like to create a little nest, and I even take my blanket and kind of roll it under around my head, and I create a nice little nest there. Taking your eye pillow or whatever eye covering you have, covering the eyes. Now those arms can rest out to the side like a T, or with those elbows bent and hands kind of in line with the head like a goalpost. Or if it's more comfortable, you can even just rest the elbows on the floor and the hands resting on the abdomen. Now as you just kind of settle into this position, I'm going to ask you to start doing some deep breathing. We don't ever want to force the breath, however. We want that breath to be low and slow and soft. So really just bring your focus to your belly as you breathe in and breathe out. Remembering how important it is to breathe in and out through the nose. That nose acts as a natural filter, also warms the air, less dehydrating for the body, less strain on the heart. Letting your body settle in. Breath nice and soft. If you have a space that's quiet, you can certainly really enjoy the solitude. But if you don't have a quiet space, you can set up in advance to listen to some music, some nice calming, relaxing music, or even a guided meditation would be wonderful. One other thing that I like to do is cover the body. And so make sure that you have some kind of a blanket, because we want that body to also be warm. If that body is cool, and believe me, the body will cool down in this position, again, that's going to be a distraction to our nervous system. So just creating that warmth, that comfort. And so now you know how to set up in this position, and you know some ways that you can really support yourself in the position by listening to a guided meditation, by just focusing on your breath, listening to some music, or just enjoying the quiet. So I hope you enjoy. And I do encourage you to spend at least 10 minutes in this position. If you can stretch it out to 20, that would be wonderful. Go ahead and set that timer on your phone so that you don't have to think about it. So however much time you have, set your timer and then just let go and enjoy.